In this video, I will go over a tool that will help you track and identify winning ads way easier and help you taking a systematic approach to finding winning ads, winning angles, and winning customer personas instead of just trying random ideas that you or your team had. My name is William and I've generated over 16 million in sales for 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands with meta ad systems and ad creatives. And with that having said, let's get straight into the video. So this is the tool that we use to track every single ad and to analyze it. Now this is extremely important to have actually a creative strategy and not just trying random ideas and keep track of what's happening. So let me go over how to use it. You can recreate something similar, or you can also do it like in Asana, ClickUp, Monday, whatever you use, but have something like this. So basically every single ad idea and every single ad concept that we have is documented here. We go through different batches. One batch is one set of split testing ad creatives. For example, the same video with 3 different video hooks, or the same static ad with 3 different headlines, or with 3 different designs. So what we do is we just call it here batch number, let's say number 1, and then let's take that out. We fill out this information about it. So let's say you want to test a UGC video. Then what you do is you go and note down here, okay, we prepare the first batch, concept number 1. We are testing a UGC video. What you also want to do is inputting the creative hook. For example, scale with ETA ads. Of course, like this is a CTA, this is just a placeholder, but you get the idea. Usually you start a concept with a hook. You'll find it in any copywriting book, and then you want to actually deliver on that hook. So this is why we start planning with the creative hook, and also of course with the format and what it actually is supposed to be. Whenever we find specific inspiration or like a winning competitor ad, we also might link it here. If this sounds a bit confusing, keep watching because I will show you a filled out example after explaining what each column means. So here we have the customer persona. This is based on the avatar research that we have done. Your brand will also have different customer personas, and of course before you even make an ad, you need to determine, okay, who is that ad for? And you need to know exactly what are their beliefs, what is their desired outcome, why do they want to have it, what is the benefit of the benefit, what's the age, what's their language that they use, and so on and so on. So you document the customer avatar, and then you just choose who you want to go for. Then you also choose a desire that you want to go for. If you have 3 reasons why ad, it might make sense to have multiple desires, like address multiple benefits, but usually a specific person will have one specific main reason why they want to buy a certain thing. And advertising this one main reason usually works much better than spreading the focus over like lots of benefits that 80% of people might even not care about. So you want to determine what desire you want to tap into actually. Then here 2 extremely important columns that determine the messaging is the awareness and sophistication level of the market. There we have different options from unaware to problem aware, to solution aware, to product aware, to brand aware. On the sophistication side, we have stage 1 to 5, as it's common in marketing theory. If you're not familiar with these, this is extremely important to align your messaging and to actually resonate with your customer persona. I've taken a video about it. I will link it in the description. It's very important that you understand it to resonate with your customer persona. And if you want to learn it in depth, there's also a book I recommend you, Breakthrough Advertising. It explains those concepts excellently. So you want to determine what awareness and sophistication you want to go for based on the customer persona that you go for and whatever awareness and sophistication level they have, of course. So in this column, you say what you're actually testing. Here it now just says UGC video. Usually we fill it out in way more detail. You don't just want to test a UGC video. It might be like a negative review UGC video, or an objection handling UGC video, or an authentic testimonial style. And also the question, what are you testing, doesn't just mean, oh, I'm testing a UGC video, or I'm testing a static ad or whatever, but it means a specific hypothesis. For example, your hypothesis might be, if we create a video without subtitles, it will actually convert better because it's more organic. Quick fun fact, we have actually done that for one brand, and the hook rate and the retention went down because people didn't have captions, and if the sound was muted, they couldn't even understand what's going on. But overall ROAS and performance was actually better from that ad because it was very organic, and those people that actually kept watching were way more convinced than just those that were watching because their attention was kept just through the subtitles. But that's just a fun fact. So here you put in what you actually test. For example, you could say, okay, we want to test an authentic testimonial UGC video. with and without subtitles, and then see what performs better. Now, another very, very important column, what gives you confidence that this will improve overall performance. Here you document why you have high confidence into that concept. This is also for your copywriter or creative strategist or whoever would use this, to make sure they don't just have another idea, but they have a very solid idea and are actually confident that it will perform. This is also for you to understand why your team might have gone for a certain concept. For example, if this is an imitation of the winning ad of a competitor, then well, that is the reason the confidence is so high on that, because it already proved to perform. We just do our own version of it. So whatever it is, you put it here. Then what also is very important, and I've added this recently, is the content creator. Here we just have the placeholder Joe Schmo. But the reason we put it here is first of all to track what creator will do what concept, but also if we see that, for example, this is a winner, then let's say this is a winner, let's say this is a loser, let's say this is a loser. This is what we put in basically after testing the ads. And if you find that here we have creator Benny, and here we have creator Joe Schmo performing on very different concepts, but all of them have a solid market research background, then it might actually be that your audience is just resonating way more with Joe Schmo. So this is also to recognize patterns. And at the end, we have also a column that is called learnings. This is what your creative team should do after the ad was actually tested in the ad account. No matter if it's a loser or a winner, we go and analyze, okay, what went wrong? What went right? What should we improve on? Can we iterate this? If it failed, was the hook rate low? Was the hold rate low? Was the CTR low? Did we test an angle that is low probability and this is why it didn't perform? Whatever it was, based on the metrics, you analyze why it performed or did not perform. Or if it's a winner, you note down the winning elements that actually made it a winner. And then after you have multiple entries here, and you will have, because every single ad you test should be one entry, you will see exactly, like reading through the learnings and looking at what kind of concepts were winners and were losers, you will see exactly what kind of persona performs, what kind of desire performs, what kind of awareness is easiest to convert for your market, what kind of sophistication, what kind of concepts and ad formats, what kind of creator is performing well, and so on and so on. Let me give you an example of how a filled out version of this looks like. So here we have many different concepts that we've tested. For example, here's a winner for a cycling brand that sells a cycling wallet that we did. So this concept is a wallet refreshed PR angle static. The creative hook may meet the cycling wallet that keeps selling out. The persona is the intermediate cyclist. The desire is just simply to keep your stuff safe while riding. The awareness is product aware, the sophistication is stage 2. Here we want to make a PR angle static ad, and the reason why we want to go for it, because well, it simply did really well for another product, and now we want to test the same thing for this product. Here we put also some inspiration links for the ad, then the creator should be actually filled out, and then the learnings. Well, and doing this, documenting every single concept, you will just see patterns and see what exactly works and what not, and then can take a systematic approach. For example, okay, this persona works best, okay, this angle works best, okay, this ad format works best. So we go mainly for these, or also we just mash up and combine the best persona with the best possible angle, or the best possible angle with the best possible hook, and so on and so on. One thing I also highly recommend you to track is actually the hit rate. This is essentially the amount of winners you got from the amount of ads you tested. Now for this brand, it's around 38%, which is insanely high. The reason for that is that we work so long with this brand and just have so many learnings and so much data that we can almost predict by now what will most likely perform and what not. This is, by the way, how we scaled this brand from just 5K per month to over 50K per month, and recently even to almost 100K per month, expecting to hit that in the next months. To give you also a realistic estimate, when you start out, like good marketers, usually they have a hit rate of like 20 to 30%. When you start out, it might be lower, like 5 to 10%, because, well, it takes time to test different personas, different angles, different ad formats, and see what works for your market and for your brand. But then the longer you do it, really the higher it gets, if you do it correctly and if you analyze it correctly and derive the right learnings from it. So that's just the template that we use. You don't have to use the same thing, but use something to track all those variables that I just mentioned. Give that to your creative team and make sure that they use it strategically and systematically to recognize patterns and increase your hit rate. If you want high performing ad creatives for your brand with a systematic approach like this is exactly what I do for e-commerce brands. Feel free to click the link in the description and schedule a call with me. Else, if you're interested in what exact systems you need to actually scale to 7, 8 or even 9 figures, check out this video where I go exactly over all systems you have to put into place to actually be able to achieve your target. Keep scaling, see you there.